Now, you've probably heard already that there was an awkward moment at the Conservative Political Action Conference in Sydney on the weekend when former Senator Nick Minchin, in a panel discussion, said the Liberal Party didn't need reforming. Here's that moment.
Well, to be frank, I don't know that the Liberal Party needs a whole lot of changing. It has profound...
The irony here is that Minchin is exactly the kind of politician the audience was probably wished was still in Parliament. Unlike many in the party since he left in 2011, he is a true Conservative. He also said he was as disappointed by the last 9 years of coalition government as the audience was, but by then it was too late. The audience had been provoked and didn't really care what he said. My next guest, South Australian Senator Alex Antic, got a much warmer reception the previous day for saying this.
There's a growing movement of forgotten people who for too long haven't had that political representation. But I'm happy to say that in my home state of South Australia, there are many who are now forging a new home inside a reborn Liberal Party in South Australia, where we are providing a home for Conservatives. We are inviting Liberals back to the Liberal Party in South Australia. I encourage you to give it a try. It's a great feeling.
Why did the same audience cheer Senator Antic and heckle former Senator Minchin? Well, let's bring Senator Antic in to find out. Alex, welcome.
Hi, Fred. How are you?
Good, thank you. Alex, firstly, many Australians who call themselves centre-right or conservative, who Menzies called the forgotten people and Howard called the battlers, don't feel entirely at home in the Liberal Party these days. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think actually Nick and I were probably making the same point, I think, really. I've said the same thing for the longest time, and that is that the Liberal Party's value structure is really, really sound, and the principles, and as he pointed out, the We Believe statement are really, really sound. And it's hard for anyone to imagine that they would disagree with them. Really, whether you vote Labor, Green, or whatever, they're pretty sensible, sound principles from us. So, look, I don't know, but I think ultimately there are some people that are smarting. I think our people and centre-right, voters generally are smarting after the last election because, I think there were people there that felt that perhaps we could be doing more to fly the flag on Conservative principles. I certainly feel like that myself sometimes. And it is a product of the people that are involved in it, a political party. There's no doubt about that. And I think that's the point Nick was trying to make is, it's almost like don't blame the player, blame the game. It's
exactly.
Similar sort of sentiment in this, and except probably the other way around. I think I probably mashed that up, but you know what I mean. Anyway, these organisations are some of the people that are involved. And if you're a Conservative, and you're passionate about these values that we all share, then get involved and make sure that you are pre-selecting people who are going to take those values to Parliament, to an election, and speak to them without fear or favour. And that's always been my point. That's coming along very nicely in South Australia. And I think that was the point Nick was trying to make as well.